coming. My name is Angie Kim, and I graduated San Jose State with a major of industrial design and a minor graphic design. And right now, I started my own business 2 years ago, designing my own bag line. It's called AYK. So it's a leather goods line, handbags and accessories that I hand dye, that I hand make. Before that, I was working at IDEO for about 7 years at design consultancy. Lived in Boston and India, and then moved back to San Francisco, which is my hometown. Moving on, question.
So that's great. Yeah, that's a good start. There'll be more to come. Okay, Anthony.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony. Can you hear me? Okay.
Now let us know if you can't hear us. We'll use the mics.
I graduated from SJSU twice, actually, with an MA in philosophy and then an MA in counselor education. And I work in both those fields. So I work as an academic advisor on campus, and I also work as an adjunct professor in the Department of Philosophy. Nice to meet y'all.
Hi, my name is Brittany. Currently, I am, I was at Intel doing human factors engineering. Now, as of yesterday, I'm at Google as a user experience researcher. I graduated with a degree in psychology and behavioral science from San Jose State in 2012. Since then, I've also conducted research in neuroscience at Stanford, Intel, and now Google.
Hello everyone, my name is Lucila Ortiz. I graduated also twice from San Jose State. The first time with my bachelor's degree, I did a double major in sociology and Spanish, and then in 2013 I graduated with my master's in Spanish. And right now what I do for a living, I teach at the ANSA College. I teach Spanish, first level, and I'm also a council aide for Councilmember Raul Corrales over at the City of San Jose.
Hi everyone, my name is Yamin Chai. I graduated from San Jose State in fall of 2012 with a bachelor's in environmental studies. After I graduated, I worked for a founding member of our campus for a little bit, and also doing communications consulting for a nonprofit called Calm University of San Jose. And after that, I moved to Sacramento to do the Capital Fellows program, and I was placed at the Governor's Office of Planning and Research. After I finished the fellowship, I moved back here to the Bay Area, where I now work at a nonprofit called Silicon Valley Talent Partnership. We manage public-private partnerships between local government agencies and corporate volunteers to improve government services. And my role there is operations manager. I'm one of three, so I wear a lot of different hats.
I'll start. When I started college, I wanted to be a marriage and family counselor. I've always been really interested in sort of helping people understand themselves. I think in like 5th grade, I decided I wanted to counsel inmates, and sort of just stuck with that for a long time. It sort of changed over time into different things, but when I started, I wanted to do that.
Jump in.
I can go next. I wanted to do a lot of things when I started. I think I changed majors like 3 different times. So first I wanted to be a major in business just because I like to challenge the perceptions of like women in business and then people of color. And then I took some classes and I was like, oh, this is maybe not for me. So then I was like, okay, I'm good at speaking with the media, so let me do communications. And again, I took a couple classes and that wasn't for me either. So then I took some sociology classes, and I really could relate to what we were learning in class, so I decided to stick with sociology. And I knew I always wanted to do Spanish because I had always been taking Spanish classes, and I love learning about my own culture, about the literature, and so that was the only thing that stayed constant during my whole career. I always knew that I wanted to teach at some level and do it in Spanish.
My goals were not as practical. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an artist or a novelist, and I traveled a lot to kind of garner the experience to do that. That's still a dream. But then I worried about, having to pay the bills. So I thought philosophy, switching majors from art to philosophy was the smart route to do. I don't know why. And then in graduate school, I realized that it's hard to find work as a philosopher too. I was admitted to a PhD program, but was during the economic downturn and they didn't fund me. So I was like, oh, okay, so there's the end of that dream. I put that on hold. But and that's when I got in the second MA counselor program. And I really love that because there's a practical side to me, and I love like taking philosophical insight and putting it to work and applying it somehow. And it was really a remarkable transformation when I realized going from philosophy, I didn't have to worry about being right all the time. You know, the emphasis on being right was transformed into an emphasis on well-being. And I really enjoyed that transition. And I enjoy working at the university, helping people find out what their dreams are and identifying that and using, you know, different instruments and assessments that can help them identify that so that they can place themselves in a, you know, in a work environment that suits their needs and their interests, because we work so much of our lives. So it took me a while to get more practical in my interests, but eventually I got there.
So for me, when I was selecting my major, it was a battle with my parents. So before I had applied for colleges, my parents were really pushing me to study biology and be a doctor, and I was really adamant about not doing that. So I pushed my way into design, and the only design field I knew about was graphic design. And I heard San Jose State had a great program, and you didn't need like a full portfolio to enter into the program. So that's what I started off with, and I liked it for a year. I liked it. And after a year, I met a friend who was taking industrial design classes. And at that time, I had never heard of industrial design, so I had never even realized that someone could actually design a three-dimensional product. Even though we're surrounded by it, all around us, there's three-dimensional products, I never knew that there was actually a profession dedicated to that. So she actually needed feedback on her project, and I needed feedback on my graphic design project. And coincidentally, we ended up swapping majors the following year. And so that's kind of how I got into ID, was just this like fascination with designing something three-dimensional.
I started off by being a communication studies major, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But I switched my major to environmental